Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we will be going over the topic called synthetic division. So before we get started, let's understand what is synthetic division. So synthetic division is basically synthetic division. It's basically a way to divide a polynomial by a binomial. So it's basically a way to divide a polynomial by a binomial. So let me just convert all of this. Okay, basically a way to convert a polynomial by a binomial. So let's move on and let's understand an example of how to use synthetic division. So let's say I have a polynomial of 3x to the fourth, not the fourth, that's a little too high. We'll go to the third plus 2x to the second minus 3x plus 4. And I'll put all of this divided by x minus 2. So we'll just go with that, x minus 2. Okay, so how do we go about doing synthetic division? Well, that's a great question. So this is how we do it. So if we have, right here, we'll go like this. We'll make a small table. It's like a table. And then we'll write down every single constant term or like a coefficient that we see in this area right here, in this area. So we'll write 3, then we'll put 2, then we'll put negative 3, and then we'll put 4. Okay, so negative 3. So now that we have all of this down, what are we dividing by? So as you guys can see right here, we're dividing by negative 2. So you might just go ahead and quickly write negative 2 here. But an important thing to remember is you always flip the sign of the constant in the binomial. You always have to flip the sign, no matter what. Okay, so let's erase this negative and let's keep it a positive because that is flipping the sign. Okay, so now let's move on to the steps of how to actually do synthetic division. So what we can do right here is just bring 3 straight down. No like tricks or nothing there. Just bring it straight down. And what do we do when we bring it straight down? We write it at the bottom under this line. Then we can go ahead right here and multiply by 3. 3 times 2. Once we multiply, we get 6. Where do we write that 6 exactly? We write it in the next slot right here. We write 6. Once we have written the 6 here, we can go ahead and just do plus. We add both of these together. So when you add 6 and 2, we get 8. Then we do the same exact thing, and this might look a little messy or complicated. Please trust me, don't worry. It is very simple. Then we just do 2 plus 8, and then we get 16. So then we have 2 times 8 is 16. What do we do once we write the number right there? We can go ahead and simply just add. So negative 3 plus 16 is simply 13. Let's write it in 13. We can write it in this color too. Then we can go ahead and do 2 times 13. And once we do 2 times 13, what do we get? We get 26. You can just write that right. Then we add both of these together right there, and we get 30. Now, you might be thinking, well, why do we have numbers? We don't have any x's or anything. It's just numbers. Doesn't a polynomial contain x's? Well, you're right. We're not done. So what we have to do after this is that we have to write it into a polynomial. So this first term right here, let's write it in blue. The first term right here is for the quadratic. Quad. I'll just write quad for short. It's for the quadratics. The second term is for linear. The third term is for the constant. And then this last term is for the remainder. I'll just write. So the remainder we do not include when writing. So because it's the remainder we don't include in our answer. We technically just include this in our answer. Everything on this side. Okay, so let's go ahead and write our answer. So our answer would be 3x squared for the quadratic part. Then we'd write plus 8x for the linear, then plus 13 for the constant term. And our answer is right there. This is our answer when we divide 3x to the third power plus 2x squared minus 3x plus 4, all of that divided or over x minus 2. Our answer is right here. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's move on to a slightly trickier example. So we'll just take this time 3x to the fourth, then we'll do minus 2x cubed, then we'll just do plus x minus 4. So say we have this polynomial right here, and we have all of this over, we could do, let's say, just thinking of something, x minus 2. We can do this, I guess. So we have x minus 2 again. So then now we'll just divide all of this. So when we divide all of this, we can write, we'll do something different than x minus 2. We'll go with x minus, we'll go 4. We'll try that. So we have x minus 4 here. Okay, so now what do we get when we have 3x to the fourth minus 2x cubed plus x minus 4? Well, let's go ahead and write this out. So if I were to write this out, we'll just make the chart again. And then we'll go ahead and write our constants. We'll write 3, negative 2. Okay, now we pause here. Because look, if you notice right here, we're missing the 4, 3, oh, 3. But where's the 2? Where's the 2 exponent? So if you guys remember, if we're missing a polynomial degree, we always have to write a 0. We can't just skip the degree and just move on and act like it doesn't exist. We always have to go in order. And if the degree of the polynomial is missing, or the exponent of the polynomial is missing, we have to write a 0. So we have to write a 0 here because the second degree is missing. Then we can go ahead and write 1 for this degree right here, or the coefficient, and then we could write negative 4. So let's write this in red. So always write 0 for missing exponent in polynomial. Okay, so we always have to write 0 for missing exponent in the polynomial. Okay, now that we have that done, let's go ahead and write 4. Because remember, we always have to flip the sign. Okay, now let's go about solving this. So we can go ahead and bring this down. We get a 3 right here. Then we do 4 times 3. So 4 times 3 is 12. We can go ahead and add these. When we add these, we can get the answer of 10. Then we can do 4 times 10, and 4 times 10 is 40. Then we can add these, we get 40 right here. Then we do 4 times 40, which is 160. So I'm adding these right here. So we'll go plus. So let's erase this. Let's write the 1 a little bit to the side, right there. Okay, and then we'll just go ahead and write 4. So we have 1 plus 160, which is 161. And then we can go ahead and do 4 times 161. So let's go ahead and solve that on the side real quick. So we have 161 times 4. So let's go ahead. We get 4, 4, 2, and then we get 6. So we get 644 as our answer. Let's go ahead and write this down. So multiply, we write our answer 644, and let's write this. So we're adding these, and then we get -4 plus 644, which is just 640. Okay, so let's erase all our work that we did right here. Okay, so we get 640. So this is our answer in just a simple forms, and we have to write it into the polynomial now. So remember that this is the quadratic, this is the linear, this is the constant, and oh sorry, this is the third power, this is the quadratic, this is the linear, this is the constant, and this is the remainder. So let's go ahead and write that. So we can write this right here. You go 3 to the third plus 10 to the second plus 40 to the, well, we can just write 40x. Oh, I forgot the x. Oh my gosh. Guys, never forget the x. That's an important lesson. 3x to the cubed plus 10x squared plus 40x plus 161. And guys, that is our final answer. And that is how you do synthetic division using polynomials divided by a binomial. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next video. Peace.